Their head coach Brad Laird. Demons getting ready to wrap up the home portion of their schedule on November 6th. And Coach, that's an awful early time to end your home season with a couple of road games to follow.
Yeah, as you look at the schedule, especially how the schedule kind of changed a little bit late. But with the opportunity to honor 10 six-year seniors with their last game here at Turpin Stadium, very fitting and excited about that opportunity. That's it's something that hadn't been done when you talk about six-year seniors. Guys that of those 10 that have been at Northwestern State for all 6 years. Some that have been at Northwestern State for 1 year, others 2 or 3 years. So a lot of different journeys that those guys have been on that we want to honor. And that was one of the messages to the team. We're all going to be in that situation one day. The last opportunity to play at Turpin Stadium and, take pride in being able to play for those guys. And we look forward to that opportunity.
You mentioned the number of journeys. You talk about a guy like Javonis Isaac, who's been here 1 year, came after the fall last year, couldn't play in the spring because of Arkansas State having played. Then you look at a guy like Kendrick Price. He's been here all 6 years. Gavin Landry's another one. Goes from walk-on, filming practice right out here to a guy who's been in the starting rotation at receiver for the last 2.5 years. And that's a pretty special journey in and of itself.
Yeah, and I think you could look at all 10 and the dynamic of what they've had to go through, the ups and downs, the adversity, the great times. You talk about Gavin and Kendrick Price, two guys that have been here for all 6 years, overcoming injuries, being in the situation that they've been in to get to where they are now and have the opportunity to compete on Saturday afternoons. It's each one is unique in itself, and that's as you look back and reflect on their journeys. That's what makes this so exciting to see where they started to where they are now.
Well, you guys got off to, as we reflect on last week before we talk about this week, great start. 28 minutes of the first half, you're neck and neck with Nichols, and again, 2 or 3 minutes. You've mentioned it, the little things and how quickly things can turn around. And now it's extending that play for 28 minutes into 30, into 35, into 60.
Yeah, we've seen that the last couple of weeks. You go back and you look, one of our messages was, hey, we had to start fast, and we worked things in practice to be able to do that. And you've seen our team do that over the last couple of weeks. Getting into the situation where it's tied with 3 minutes and 57 seconds left to go right before half. And not just being able to be consistent making plays at that particular time. And, right there at the end of the half, they score 2 touchdowns. We punt the ball twice, and it's 28-14. They come out and do the same thing in the second half and put it where the game's out of reach. And so, we have to stay consistent mentally. Not as much a physical issue as it is mentally to be able to do the right thing, both not just at the beginning of the game, but late in the first half, early in the second half.
We talked about unique journeys for your 6-year seniors. It's a unique season for you guys when you look in terms of the schedule, and you've got the first of 3 straight repeats, doubleheaders, home and homes, whatever term you want to use. It's the first time you'll go through this, having already played a team once this season. Is it just a different type of challenge for you guys as a coaching staff?
Yeah, and I don't know, challenge is the right word, but different, no doubt. It's a situation where, we have not been through that, and as you look over the next 3 weeks, we'll be in that situation. The NFL, it's pretty common as far as within the division playing each team twice. But the thing for us is just it's another opportunity, and it's within the Southland Conference the opportunities that you're going to have week in and week out, and we look for that opportunity this Saturday.
When you go back to that first HBU game, I think that's one that could be looked at maybe not really as a turning point, but as a time where you guys on the field, your players kind of learned how to win. You came back, took the lead early in the fourth quarter, lost the lead, and then were able to answer back.
Yeah, as you go back and you look at that, you see some growth in this team, the way the game was won. A lot of things that as you look back, you see, okay, we know we can be better. Penalties is one of them. We have done a poor job for whatever reason, whether it's been Northwestern State or other reasons why we have not done a good job from a penalty standpoint. We had 14 in that win against Houston Baptist. We had 11 last week. We had 14 the week before. I've got to do a better job. Bottom line is making sure this football team eliminates those selfish and disciplined penalties in order for us to have a chance to be successful.
You touched on it. You've seen growth from your team, and the 3 or 4 weeks since that game down in Houston, I'm sure you probably look across the ball and see that HBU's probably grown as well.
Yeah, there's some things that are different. When you look at the start of that football game, I don't know, 3, 4 weeks ago, you're going to see a starting quarterback that's different on both teams, and so that's just one of the things that, even though it's the same team, there are some things that are similar, but there are also some things that are different, and that will play into our preparation this week to get ready to play them Saturday.
As we talked about the 10 6-year seniors, how do you balance emotions? You're a guy that's walked out of that tunnel for the last time on senior day here at Turpin Stadium, and you've talked through your time here, whether it's been as a defensive coordinator, as a head coach, how special it is to play here. How do you get those guys to balance those emotions Saturday?
Well, football is such an emotional game, and there's so many different emotions that go with it. I think the biggest thing is being able to control those emotions, because, man, it needs to be emotional. It needs to be, we want our football team to play with an edge. Don't feel like we played that, with that last week. And that's what we want to do for these next 3 games. This next one just happens to be senior night, and understanding that at any point, this could be your last opportunity to play this game. Much less be a senior that's had the opportunity to do it the last 6 years. So, we want this football team to play with an edge. We want to practice with an edge and go out and play that way Saturday.
All right. Appreciate it, Coach.